What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the RP Podcast, giving you opinions on topics you've never asked for. I'm your host, PLAX. I'm here with my co-host, Rick. Rick, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. This is, I feel like this is a good day for, what is this, episode 60?
Yep, episode 60.
Yeah, this is a good day. I just
piece,
came,
man.
I just came from Darien Lake, so that was a fun
that's lit. That's lit.
Fun little excursion with the missus and her family.
Okay.
So I can't complain. It was hot though. It was. I won't say it. Never mind. I won't say that because I was in Atlanta. It was hot for Buffalo. Mm-hmm. It got better towards the later of the day, but in the beginning of the day, like in the morning, fucking terrible.
I knew it was hot because I was doing my rounds and I was doing my daily TikTok reels. Mm-hmm. And I was sweating doing the reels, and it wasn't because I was fat. It was just, I was just like, yo, it's not happening today, man. So I know what you're talking about.
No, I had to keep the like washcloth on me to get the excess sweat while we was walking around. Like it felt like I was a slave in July. One of those things is true. I am not a slave, but
not in the field. Not in the field.
No. It felt like I was picking all of Master's cotton out there. But it was a good time though. I will say it was packed. I'm not sure if there was some deal going on.
It is a Saturday. It is a Saturday.
But who really going to Darien Lake? Like who checking for Darien Lake?
Well, I guess people with kids, I would say, right?
There was a lot of people at Darien Lake.
I ain't got no whip, and that's expensive for me. But if I get my funds up, I would take Charlie to.
There was just a lot of people at Darien Lake who I knew had been there multiple times before, so it just confused me. But it was a good time though. The pool was
I'm glad
packed,
you had a good time.
The water side of Darien Lake was packed like to the brim. A lot of people in bathing suits who shouldn't have been in bathing suits. A lot of people in bathing suits who should have been in bathing suits. It was just a good time for everybody. You know?
Neither of those are good things. Neither of those are good things. Oh no.
We as a generation are very live and love your own skin, which is a good thing. But at the same time, I seen a lot of people with some risque stuff that I was just like, hey, yo, but at the same time, I'm not gonna go out of my way to like make fun of them or to fault them or like record them like some people do and stuff like that happen.
Oh yeah, that's just being a dick.
But in the back of my head, I was like, is this the outfit we want to wear today?
No, listen, Rick, I done told you already. Wait till I lose some weight. It's gonna be half shorts and fabletics shorts all the time. Oh, them hoochie daddy shorts and half shirts.
Yeah, hoochie daddy shorts are the staple nowadays, so you might as well
all the time, man.
While they popular.
No, I'm gonna wait because I want to give the people a show. I ain't gonna do it now.
Well,
I'm gonna wait till I get ready. Oh well, yeah. I guess either way, it's a show.
I guess one is an action movie, the others are like a horror film.
Yeah, no, I ain't gonna lie, right? Mm-hmm. I was changing at work. Like I had my shit on, like I wasn't taking nothing off. I was just switching pants, but I had shorts on under, right? Mm-hmm. I was changing at work, and I guess my like short leg went up or something. And one of my coworkers, she an older lady, she said, "Let me find out." I said, "Hold on, wait.
Yo, wait."
I said, "Hold on, wait."
Ethel was moving like that?
No, not Ethel. She not. It's an older black lady. She funny as hell, by the way. If we can, we got to get her on the pod. She's fucking hilarious.
Anaconda.
She said, "Let me find out." I was like, "Oh man,
no, that's nuts." No, that's crazy.
So I guess either way, technically, it's a show. No, she's fun. She's legitimately hilarious, dog. No, shout out to my Aunt Destiny. That's what I call her. Shout out to her. She funny, man.
She funny. You know, that makes me think of like workplace relationships, like not relationships for real, but like workplace interactions and the relationships you make in work are like really different than the real world, if that makes any sense. Like, like an interaction like that wouldn't make sense Like, you probably would never have an interaction like that with someone like your coworker outside of y'all being stuck to be in the same
Coworkers, yeah. Yeah, that's a fact.
8 hours.
Because she's literally my dad age. She's the same age as my dad.
And
so
y'all come
probably
from
not.
Different backgrounds, in this case, different generations. And if it wasn't for the fact that y'all was stuck in the same place doing the same thing for 8 hours, or even more than that.
It was a couple because we was kind of floating over, so it was only like an hour or two. But still, yeah.
You guys would never like interact with each other, like that. But then because you're forced to, so many funny ass dynamics come from workplaces. Yeah.
Like my old job, I had you remember my old job? I was the youngest motherfucker in there for like the first 3 years that I was there. Mm-hmm. All my homies was 40, 35, 40 plus, and it was my peoples for a minute. That's the one part I miss about my old job. The people was awesome.
For me, at least at Best Buy, I would get people like around my age, people a little bit older, a little bit younger, or people a lot older, but not too much younger, because any younger than that, they shouldn't be working at Best Buy because it's illegal. But
right.
Because of that, there was so many different dynamics. Like, I don't know if I told y'all, but I worked with this older lady. She was definitely around, probably like she's maybe a little bit younger than my grandmother, either one of them. And she was at one point, I guess, the head of the tech support department at UB before she retired. And so you would think, like, this was me working at Best Buy as Geek Squad. You would think, oh, this lady would know a lot about computers and know about helping people. She did not know a thing about current computing. She probably got out of like the learning computer game early, and it was more probably dealing with the managerial of like running a department versus
actual computer work,
tech support.
Right.
And so because of that, she was as much as a, I guess, anchor on the department, as in like holding the department back, as much as she was with helping the department, because she had good customer relations, because she was an older woman.
That's how she kept her job. She kept it level.
Basically. It wasn't really level. It just
no.
It was just a silver lining to, I guess, a terrible hiring decision. But so she would be like, she wouldn't know to do the simplest things, which is fine, because some people aren't computer savvy, but you're in a position where you're literally tasked to help other people with computer issues. I
was about to say, you work at Best Buy.
So you can't not be computer savvy to a degree, right?
Right.
And so she would have to, like, every 5 seconds, she would have to ask one of us to do this, or if we knew what was happening. And it was for things as simple as like why a browser closed because someone pressed the X, or like why a computer won't turn on because it's not plugged in. Like, it could be stuff as simple as that, right? But she would talk the customer's ear off, and we were dealing with other old people, because that's usually who have computer issues, and so they would love it. They would sit there and talk for like hours, and I mean hours on end. She's working with one customer while we've burned through like 7 or 8 apiece. And then she's done, and the people be like, oh, she was a great help. Who's her manager, so I can let them know that she's done a great job. And we just have to like hold in like an eye roll, or like being like, she helped you, but I've been sitting at your computer for about an hour and a half to get your stuff working.
It done, getting the actual nitty gritty done. Yeah.
But
that's how older people are. They could talk. I used to hate that when my dad would stop and talk to people, because I'm like, well, we're going to be outside for another hour or two.
No, legitimately. Damn. My dad's the same way. But the one thing that I will say that she was funny for was when COVID was first, like, coming around, like, it was, in places other than the United States. Like, it was in China and, like, certain parts of Africa and all that stuff. And people were like, I don't think this is ever coming into the United States. Like, people was talking out their ass.
Right.
She came in like the next day wearing like a full face mask, and she was like, the management was like, "What are you doing?" Basically.
Oh, before the shutdown and shit.
Yeah, and I'm talking about more than just like the face mask like we wear, but she had like the shield, gloves. She had the whole 9 yards.
Okay. Well, she was prepared. She smart.
Yeah, this was before a case was even found in the United States. No, maybe there was like 2 cases in New York at the time, right? Okay. And she came in. Management was like, "What are you doing? You're scaring the customer, such and such." And she told him point blank, "I'm too old to die working at Best Buy." And I was like, you know what? You gangster. You the one.
No, she's not wrong. She's not wrong. Nah, she's not wrong at all.
Her name was Mary. Obviously, I won't say her last name, but Mary is a very common name, so I don't feel bad about saying it. Mm-hmm. And so she was a very nice lady, but that was one of the most, like, that's when I knew that her past was a little checkered. Like, ain't no way you just, she was like, "I'm too old to die.
To die, yeah. Yep. No, I respect that, though.
Management gave her an issue about it. She quit the next day, and then the day after that, Erie County got hit with its first case of COVID. And so we see what.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no. We see what she said now. Like, she basically Nostradamus it. Like, she's seen into the future. That's so Raven style, and basically was like, "I'm not taking this L because y'all not taking this serious." And then showed why they should be taken seriously the next day after she quit. Well,
shit. Like, first of all, you've been around long enough. You peep shit out. Second, we also, like, people, again, like we've said on the pod before, we have a pandemic or a plague of some sort every 100 years.
Yeah, no, it's pretty consistent in the timing. Like,
it's kind of like, come on, guys, pay attention, man.
Like, it's pretty consistent. But if any of you out there have had, like, interesting, like, coworker situations, like, whether it be, like, relationships with coworkers, like, oh, you were friends with, like, an 80-year-old dude who worked at your job, and y'all had, like, some, like, amazing stories, or, like, you hated this person you worked with, and you probably would never have seen them in your life if you didn't have to work there, or, like, any situation like that, let us know. We love to hear situations like that, because, like I said, work and school are literally the only 2 places where you're forced to interact with people, depending on your job. Like,
and most of the time, it's people that you probably wouldn't interact with.
Yeah, like with school,
in your real life.
Yeah, you're interacting with people that if you had a choice, you probably would never have a chance to interact with these people ever. Yeah. So that just creates a lot of different dynamics, and so I love to hear about people's workplaces and, like, stuff that some people have gotten away with and some people haven't, or, like, bad hiring decisions by managers or anything like that.
Yep. Yeah, let us know in the comments some experiences that you have had or that you may have heard about being nosy on the job.
Yeah, that's another thing. Being nosy on the job, give you some good stories. Like, this is one situation. I hope no one from Best Buy watches these. But there was one situation where a manager was talking to an employee while they were engaged to get married. And
wait, with some they was
Steve, give me a second to break it down. So basically, there was a manager there. It was a guy, and I didn't even know he was seeing anyone because of how he would operate around Best Buy.
How he was moving.
Well, obviously you wouldn't know who's seeing someone based off of their everyday routines unless you see that other person in their routine. But I did notice that he was getting cozy with certain workers, and I just thought that was just the type of time he was on.
Right.
And then I hear because basically he had a falling out with his fiance at the time, and he had to move in with one of the Geek Squad agents that I was working with. And they had to be roommates. And basically, he broke it down to me because, he was like, he's my roommate now because he asked me and I knew him beforehand or whatever. And he was like, yeah, he had a fiance that was together for a long time, but then she started to notice that he would be messaging or talking to people and staying late after work and stuff. And she basically found out that he was talking to one of the other employees from a different department. And I, from the outside looking in, I thought him and that employee had a relationship. I thought they were like together. So to find out that he had a home away from home is crazy.
Not very city boy of him, right? Because he
no, it was very bad. It was city boy of him. It was city boy. It was anti city boy when he got caught.
Yeah, and then had to become a roommate with a nigga he was working with.
Yep.
That's where he fell off at. He definitely fell off.
That was when
that sophomore album wasn't hitting.
Yeah, that was when Hot Girls was up $1 million when he had to move out and move in with an employee.
Oh, that's gross. That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
I got one.
I feel bad for homie though.
Well, he kind of did that to himself. So
he did, but you can still feel bad for someone who like fumbles their own bag.
I guess.
Like Dennis Schroeder. That's just a quick sports one.
Oh, well. Yeah, I guess I kind of do feel bad for Dennis.
Yeah, he went from like $10 million to like 3 because he wanted to believe in himself.
He went from 80 to...
Oh, my fault. Worse. I tried to give him some benefit of doubt.
3, yeah. He went from 80 to 3.
He believed in himself, thought he could get a better contract, and then walked away with $3 million, which you're like, that's not bad. But if you went from $80 million to $3 million, you'd probably throw up.
Yeah, you're going to be at least a little sick. Until you can get that back, but even if you get it back, you still like down 80 because you still didn't get the 80 that you were supposed to get. I guess I got one joint when I first at my old job when I first switched to third shift from second shift. I want to say like my first week in, it was a couple apparently. I never met them because they was gone by the time like. I was like integrated into the third shift, but when I was there, apparently it was a couple on the shift, and they legitimately had a fist fight in the back of the clean room where we was making equipment and shit like that. They literally had a fist fight, and I didn't see it, but I seen the supervisor go rush over. Because it's a big ass machine covering them, and apparently they was back there bracking.
Yeah, they was throwing them hoes.
And all you see is the older lady. She was the team lead, and the supervisor rushing over, and then you see them getting escorted out, and that was it. And I never met those people, but that was the one. Like I guess I wasn't being nosy because everybody was looking. I guess.
I guess it's technically a little nosy.
Yeah, I guess, because I could have just focused on my work, but it was tough because of all the noise that was being made. Because this machine's going, and you could still hear them back there bracking. That's how loud they was. And I just thought that was crazy. And I was like, is this how the third shift niggas be rocking? I'm going to have to go back to second.
Yeah, I'm going to have to switch with someone.
Yeah, because they going crazy over here, man. But yeah, that's just one little story. Rick and I probably have some more for y'all. But if you got any, like we said, drop some nosy coworker experiences, some weird relationships, any of that, drop it in the comments. You can add us on Twitter, whatever. We want to hear about what you got going on, experiences.
Oh yeah, depending on how many if don't mind that cut, depending on how many situations we get or whatnot, we might even just do, because I have a lot of stories from Best Buy. Might even do just like a little segment or something on it, or like a little like side video on workplace drama, and we'll discuss you guys's, rated on like maybe a scale of 1 to 10.
rate the drama is nuts.
And then y'all can rate ours and see if ours is worse than what we got submitted. But I guess not in the same vein. I guess we could say in the same vein. So we recently, I guess this isn't drama per se, or is it?
I'm thinking about what Rick about to say. I don't even know. I'm like, what happened in the do we got to talk to R&P HR?
No. What happened? R&P is good at it. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say, what happened, man?
Yeah, we're solo dolo. But I guess in terms of, I guess that I guess that's a little bit of a stretch. But what I was going to talk about was in terms of not workplace drama, but in terms of interacting with people and like the different people you interact with.
Okay.
Like just out in the world. You get a lot of different personalities out in the world, right? And some of them good, some of them bad. And you probably have noticed this living in the area we live in. There's a plenty of people on a lot of different substances that be moving around or whatnot.
Yeah.
And I came to a realization, right, that they have their own community.
You talking about the fiends?
The fiends.
The fiends? The zombies?
the zoinks.
You talking about the zombies?
As Future, yeah, as Future would call them, the zoinks. The zombies.
You talking about
even
the dead folk?
Even like other substance abusers, like alcoholics, and the like. And
there's a lot of those in my building.
And in some terrible cases, like veterans with PTSD, or just homeless because of mental disorders or whatnot. They have like their own little like community and hierarchy that I never realized. Like,
did you say hierarchy?
Yeah, right. So I'm gonna break it down for you. I was driving, as a driving ass nigga. I was driving, and you might even notice this, like if you ever when you take the bus or whatnot. But you see a lot of like panhandlers in the summertime, like because it's nice out. So they stand out there with their cardboard box with some writing on it in marker, asking for money or work or food or something, right?
Yeah, I've seen them.
And what I didn't realize was that some spots are hot spots. Like some spots that have like constantly someone there panhandling, but it's not always the same person, right? Okay. And I just thought like maybe like if they get there and the spot is free, they'll do it, and then when other people see that there's already someone there, they'll move, right? But I take a route to get home every day that has a panhandler, and it's almost always a different panhandler every day. But what I've started to notice was that if I look around, I'll see different people that I've seen panhandle there before, sitting under trees, sitting by sidewalks, sitting like across the street from the panhandler, and they're all waiting their turn. And
to panhandle, waiting to pan. You might have to pack it up.
That's and when I tell you,
waiting in line.
Wait, hold on, Steve. When I tell you that there's basically a shift change, like like with a job, where at like 4 or 5 o'clock on the dot, dude will pack up his sign and his bag and everything else he brought with him, and then he'll leave, and then someone else will come to the spot, unroll their sign, and basically claim their spot for whatever allotted time they're allowed to, and then switch out with the next person after that is crazy. And when I tell you it's super organized as if it's a job, is even crazier than that.
That's what I was gonna say. You might as well just get a job. If you rocking like that, excuse me, I almost died. If you rocking like that, you might as well just go to McDonald's, my guy, or gal, or whoever. Like you might as well just go to McDonald's or do security or do something, because you are already just waiting in line to panhandle. I'm just gonna pack myself up. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. Yeah, I'm done. I've obviously hit the bottom of the barrel, man. I'm not doing that.
I think in one day I seen 4 people waiting for one spot.
That's nuts, man.
And I was like, this is something that I never even realized, but now that I think about it, it makes a lot of sense. Cause like,
well, I guess everything got a code, I guess.
Yeah, because it's like there's good panhandling spots, there's bad panhandling spots. One that gets cop traffic because that's technically illegal. One that doesn't get. So it's like, this is a premier spot. So of course a lot of people want it, and so the only way to keep the peace is to share it. It's just I never thought it'd be as organized as like on the hour, every hour it's a swap. That blew my mind.
That's crazy, but I guess it's like they still human. They just on bad time. Like they just going through a bad stretch of time.
Yeah.
So, I guess I understand that. And instead of beefing every day, because they could just be bracking every day for the spot, and who really want to do that for real?
Who want to beef for?
Every single day for the spot. So I guess that's the best bet for everybody that frequent that area. That it doesn't make it any less nuts that it's a shift change though. That's still crazy.
That's crazy to me. They might as well have like a pension and like healthcare at that point.
No, for real. That's what I'm saying. They might as well just go and apply to McDonald's or something, man. Like, you know,
imagine.
I don't know.
Imagine a dude pulls up in like a Lexus or like a Beamer or something. He's wearing like. He gets out the car. He's wearing like a suit and tie. You just see him unbutton it, and under it is like a raggedy button up and like some dirty shorts. And he just like grabs his spot and starts panhandling.
Oh my god! He like, this how you stay rich, sucker. And he just get into character. We just like, bro, that's your Beamer right there.
Yeah, he over there like the best money to spend is not your money.
Oh, that's crazy, man. It's just Andrew Tate. I feel like Andrew Tate would do that. He's like, I got mad sources of income. What the fuck are you talking about?
One of them is yours.
We just like,
right,
Drew, man, you going too far with it, dog. Like it's just you just going too far.
Drew. Don't watch his content.
No, do not watch his content.
Even then, don't watch it because then you're giving him money.
Yeah, I will say he is a smart nigga with how he got all them niggas making pages.
Yeah, like we talked about that in a past episode.
Yeah. I would. Other than that, don't.
We're technically doing their job for him for even bringing them up. Thanks, Steve.
Oh well, it is what it is. He is popular, and we are a podcast.
Yeah, but I don't want to talk about him.
Yeah, it is a nasty nigga. We can move on to something else.
I'll say this. And bright might be a strong word for this, but in healing news, people have probably seen this. Last week, Big Sean came to Buffalo. He came to the Jefferson Tops soft reopening. You could see he has pictures on his Instagram. Sneak Vibin also put up some photos. He went into the Tops, talked to the staff, was at the memorial for the 13 victims of the Buffalo Jefferson Top shooting. And you probably heard about that if you're not from Buffalo. If you are from Buffalo, you couldn't help but hear about it. It was a tragedy that these people were even victims of this level of terrorism. And I think our city has been healing in a way. We've kind of been more together in these past like couple months than we've ever been since I could think of. Less
aggressive, violent crimes have been happening. Not saying it hasn't happened at all, but
yeah, it's been a lot less. There's been a lot less shootings, especially around this time of the year. We were called Buffganistan for a reason. Rough Buff. We did have a lot of like gun crime. Around this time for like the last like 3 years, we had like bodies dropping like at least like
more than that. Our whole lives for real.
Yeah, but it got really bad like in the last like 5 years. Before then, Buffganistan wasn't a term. Like
I don't know, motherfuckers calling it Buffganistan when we was in 4th grade, my G.
Well, I'm saying
like niggas was dying at a high rate.
That was off of the strength of what people were reaching for, like in terms of like that gang culture stuff, versus the crime rate backing up that statistic. Like like we were like basically fighting for Chicago for like most gun related like crimes and
which
deaths.
Is a dumbass thing to be trying to fight for, but that's
I say fight for, but I hope people weren't really looking at it and trying to be like,
no, I know you're right. I remember that shit. That's exactly what it was. It was niggas trying to be more dangerous than Chicago, and that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, but
and that's exactly what it was, unfortunately.
But yeah, so that was the attack took place 2 months ago, and so just to see this Tops reopening, thank God, because the whole reason for the attack in the first place was that was the only like grocery store in Miles in that community in the first place. And so he could find a large congregation of black people there because that was the only place where you could get your groceries. And so to see that place finally reopen, better than it was originally is a silver lining for the tragedy that happened. Seeing celebrities kind of reach out and pay their respects to Buffalo, like the families, the tragedies, like Dave Chappelle. He came down here. He did a comedy show. The proceeds, the proceeds went to the victims. So did Cedric. He did a comedy show down here with his comedy gang, his people.
Metro Boomin too. He donated.
Metro Boomin was more recent. Yeah. He paid.
Oh, that's
off.
right.
Yeah, he and around the same time Big Sean was down here. Metro Boomin came down here, and not only did he pay respects and show solidarity with the black community, with the tragedy, but he also paid off the house of the security guard that died confronting the assailant, the terrorist. The security guard is relative to a friend of ours, Mauro, and so he died in that confrontation with the attacker, and so Metro Boomin paid off his family's house, the security guard's
beautiful
family's house.
That's
paid
beautiful.
it off in full, so now they own the house. They don't have a mortgage anymore. The bank doesn't own it. It's all theirs. And so that just goes to show, like, celebrities can and are willing to do the right thing for a community when the ability and the situation arises for them to do so. And so that's the kind of, like, togetherness I need from the black community. And I think we'll be seeing more of that as time goes on, because it's like, I feel like the tides are changing. Like, people are realizing, like, no matter how many things change, some things are just staying the same. And so the only way to change that is for us to come together and kind of make changes in our community that can then reflect to the world at large, kind of, you know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was very well put, Rick.
Yeah, you know, but yeah, shout out Dave, shout out Cedric, shout out Big Sean, shout out Metro Boomin, shout out any celebrity that
anybody else that we didn't hear about or anything like that. Yeah,
that showed or paid their respects in some way, shape, or form. We salute you, and to the families who've been dealing with the tragedy of their loss. It's kind of crazy to think that it's only been 2 months since it happened.
I know, right? I don't know. It's still I don't think that's ever gonna go away, but it's still
fresh as it does feel like it's not. At the same time, it's really weird.
Yeah. It's a weird feeling. I don't know if that's gonna ever go away, because that was just such a horrific thing that happened in our city. But we keep it going. We keep pushing. Yeah, and that's what Buffalo do. So
yeah, and I'd just like to say R.I.P. to Marcus Morrison, my cousin. He was one of the 13, and I always just like to put that out there when talk about it, just because I know how heavy of a situation this was for that side of my family, how much he meant to them. He was there getting food for his elderly mother, who was sick at the time and couldn't get food for herself, and just the fact that that's just the kind of person he was, just willing to do stuff for other people. And just for that to happen to him was a tragedy, and is something that his family is still trying to heal from. And but that's something that I just feel like just needed to be highlighted. Like, we can't let stuff like that.
Most definitely.
We can't let stuff like that slide. Like, when love is shown like that, you got to show love back.
Yeah, most definitely. So, once again, shout out to Big Sean, Metro Boomin, Cedric the Entertainer, Dave Chappelle, anybody else, any other celebrities, or anybody in general that came to Buffalo or donated to Buffalo or donated to the victims. That's just a beautiful thing.
Yes, sir. Let's see. We got a couple other things we could talk about here. I guess in R&P news, we going crazy.
I guess that's a way to put it. Yeah, we are going crazy.
News, we are the news. Yes, sir.
You guys are hearing this on Monday, July 25th. So last week was nuts, y'all. Last week was nuts. We got 10K views on a TikTok. We hit 70 subscribers on YouTube. We hit 1K on like multiple YouTube clips, I think.
Yep, on our shorts. Yep.
On our shorts. Our regular video views on YouTube is going up.
Yeah. We're getting interactions.
It was nuts.
We're getting interactions.
Crazy interactions.
From people we don't know personally, like people who are just commenting to engage with us in our content. We haven't really seen this type of like feedback before, and we can't really, I guess, give that to anybody but you guys, like just people who have been listening to us.
Facts.
Whether this is your first time listening to us or you've been with us since we dropped episode 1, or you hopped in somewhere in between 1 and 60, which is crazy to think about that we're at 60.
I know, right?
Yeah. So all I can say is that if you've been rocking with us, we thank you. If you're thinking about rocking with us, I can thank you. If you don't rock with us, but you somehow still listening to this, that's the biggest thank you I could give you.
Yeah, that's a huge thank you. Because you're obviously not having a good time, and you're still here. You are having a good time.
Big ups.
At that point.
Big ups, big homie. Big ups,
fact. Nah, but Rick, this has been so far, and I think it's only up from here, but this past week has been our greatest statistical week as R&P by far.
Stats-wise, we're playing with the big boys. Well, not the big boys.
Yeah.
We're playing above our weight class.
Yeah. We definitely we signed up for a fight, and I feel like we won at least this week. I feel like we won. We signed up for a fight, and I think we won. And we're gonna sign up for some more. We're gonna try to go undefeated in this motherfucker. Rick, it's funny because Rick and I had a discussion about basically just locking in. We've always been locked in. We've always been giving you guys content and trying to give the best possible episodes we can and all that good stuff. Trying to think of new stuff to do. But we had, I guess Rick, a more serious conversation, I guess. I don't think that's the best way to put it.
No, you can't.
But we sat down, talked, and we made it happen. Like that's really it. Like we talked and we made it happen. I feel
like saying a serious conversation isn't disrespectful to the effort we had before, because we used everything that we had previously learned and some new stuff we picked up along the way, and we created a plan. And so that's something. We created a plan, and as of right now, we've stuck to it. So
yeah, we've been executing it so thus far.
Yeah, so those two things together makes it so this step is a serious step, and I feel like it's the step in the direction that could lead us to be full-time content creators.
Yes, sir. That's the goal. That's what we're trying to do. Also, not even just R&P, PLAX TV been going up a little bit too. I gained like 3 or 4 subscribers last week. My Twitch, sir. PLAX TV on Twitch, I gained like 3 followers in like a night. Hey. And one of them was this kid from Egypt, and he was like, "Man, you funny as hell. You definitely got to follow for me." And I was like, "That's cool, thanks, bro." Like, I appreciate that. It's just nice.
You getting the 2 comic clout?
Yeah, to the King Tut clout. Cause he was like, "Oh man, you funny. Where you from?" And I was just like, "Yeah, we Buffalo kids in here." He said, and he was like, "I'm from Egypt." I said, "You from Egypt? Oh man."
Yeah, Mr. PLAX.
Not the motherland, baby.
Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. This week has just been exciting and great. I guess this ain't really a huge thing, but Duke Dennis did look at my story as well.
Imagine how much stuff he probably gets tagged in. So the fact that he
looked at it, because he didn't have to look at that.
Would it have been better if he commented and or shared it? Of course.
Oh, that would have been nuts. But that's asking a lot. That is asking a lot. He probably get tagged in like thousands of things, millions of things in a day. So I was just happy for the look, but that was just awesome within itself. Yeah, it's just been a great week. Like just content wise, stats wise, it's just been a great week, and we're looking to keep it going. And we hope you guys will continue to rock with us, and we also hope you guys are enjoying the content, because even though we've been cooking, we got more crazy shit on the way. Rick and I just was talking. We got more shit on the way, and we're already up 40.
We do have a game plan. We're not slacking off just because we're doing well. If anything, we more in the grindstone because we're doing well. Kobe mentality.
Yeah, because it's just proof. Yeah, because not RIP to Kobe. We got proof now that doing things a certain way,
someone check it
garners results. Yeah, definitely. Did we talk to them about? Was that last episode? We talked to them about Shorty from Earth Gang, not from Earth Gang, but that was on the Earth Gang song.
Yeah, I think
we talked to them about that. I guess I interacted with her on one of her lives, and she said she appreciated us for showing love, because we showed love to her first, and she showed love back, and she appreciated it. So that was cool. It's just been a lot of cool stuff happening this past week.
It's been a great time. And then speaking of like just viewers watching us, people who check for us and stuff like that, we sent out a little thing just asking people for like what they would want us to talk about. And someone who I feel like has been like at least sharing our content wise and even commenting with us on social media, who's been there since like almost, I want to say like day one.
Early, because this person been interacting with us for a minute.
Yeah, K Hill on Facebook, he gave us basically a topic that we wanted to discuss here, which is individuality, right? We asked him if there was something specific he wanted us to talk about or anything like that. He basically told us that just what we think about when we hear the word, right? And so I'll say, at least on my take, and there's a couple stories that could go with it. We'll see how many we get through before Steve gives his idea of what individuality means to him. But so when I think about the word individuality, it's a very broad subject to talk about. A lot of people have touched on individuality, whether it be thinking on your own, thinking for yourself, breaking away from the pack, or just expressing yourself in a way that separates you from other people. At least in this situation, when I think of individuality, I always think about not being a part of the whole, if that makes any sense. So thinking outside of society, thinking outside of the majority, the big clique, just whoever is perceived as the usual or the normal. Being an individual is being willing to break outside of that. That doesn't mean that you have to be against those things to be an individual, but if you are, in a way that doesn't impede anybody or hurt anybody or anything like that, then you should be willing to express that thing about yourself. You should be willing to be against the grain if that's just not who you are. Don't just go with the flow just because it'll make life easier for you, because that's not, you only get one life, so why would you live it not being who you are?
That's a fact. We use the analogy of we had a brief conversation prior to this about getting sturdy. Like you got to enjoy the art form of getting sturdy, and then you in turn do it yourself, not just doing it because it's a popular trend,
but because you like getting sturdy.
Yeah, just because you like or love or enjoy getting sturdy, you understand that it's a beautiful art form, created by the black folk in New York City.
Yes, sir.
And you just love it.
Dance.
Yeah, it's a great dance, especially when you really get into the nitty gritty of it.
You can actually
you get real crazy.
Yeah, when you can actually do it, you get like the the transitions to combinations.
Yeah, some of them transitions be crazy. Nah, but yeah, that we use that analogy, like you gotta actually love getting sturdy and not just doing it because it's a trend that you see people doing on TikTok. That's kind of what I think. Rick, am I kind of hitting the nail on the head, Rick?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Is that kind of what you meant? Okay, cool.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I guess to piggyback on Rick a little bit on individuality, I guess when I seen the comment, I was more so thinking of just like, I guess it's kind of the same thing Rick said in a sense, kind of somebody just like not being afraid to be themselves in the sense of like wearing what they want to wear and watching what they want to watch, and not like if you're in a sports school or a sports college or whatever and you just love anime and everybody's like, oh, you're weird and that's for kids, but you're standing on, hey, I don't care what y'all talking about, I love anime, it's very entertaining, it's great storytelling, that's just it. If you somebody that just wear black every day, your whole closet is just black clothes, different versions of black clothes, and everybody's like, oh, throw some color in your life. Yeah, they could be right or wrong, but you're just like, no, black is my favorite color. That's why I wear it every day. Even if it's 90 degrees outside, I'm standing on it. That's what I kind of looked at it as. Like somebody that's just like, this is my style. This is what I enjoy. And nobody's going to peer pressure me into not liking this thing because I enjoy it. Yeah. That's what I kind of got from that comment.
Yeah, don't let nobody change your mind on something that you
within reason. Yeah. Within reason, of course. I'm talking about clothes and show choices.
Things that
I'm
don't
not talking
hurt
about like
or hinder or infringe on any other person.
Yeah, like the niggas that be saying free R. Kelly, I don't think you guys should be standing on that. No. You shouldn't be standing on that.
That's a minority that could stay a minority, you know?
Yeah, shit like that is not okay. That type of shit is a no. But if you're just like, hey, I personally think Naruto is better than Dragon Ball, that's an opinion. Yeah. And if you stand on it, you stand on it. You know what I'm saying?
I guess one example I feel like that we could speak to is just being like nerds, air quote, in our like childhood, like before high school and even a little bit in high school, like a superhero comic books, like to the degree like after anywhere like after 4th grade, I feel like if you still liked some of that stuff, depending on what it was, you caught some type of flack for it. Like
you could. It was very much possible that you could, especially in anime. Especially
oh no, anime that was like every kid loves SpongeBob. So saying you like SpongeBob, you wouldn't get much flack on that. But telling them you like Inuyasha or Bleach,
Kokoro no Basket.
Yeah. Well, that was way after that.
That was later on. Yeah.
But yeah, like the old school animes or like some shit that you had to get imported over, or God forbid Sailor Moon or something like that. You would get roasted off the table.
Yep.
But I always leaned into it. I would always bring mangas to school. I would always bring like thick ass books that I like to read, like Percy Jackson series and stuff like that. I used to just like lean into that because that was stuff that I liked, and I realized I was like, if I stop doing this stuff just because people make fun of me for it, I'll just be more sad anyway. Like my life would just be less entertaining. Why would I do that? Yeah, like it's like I'm replacing the sad I am for people making fun of me with being sad that I can't enjoy the things I want to enjoy. And that's not going to stop people from making fun of you. Yeah, for other stuff. So. Yeah, so it's like, so at least let me be happy that... Enjoy yourself. With the stuff I like to read. You good? You all right, King? Nah, when I was laughing, it went down the wrong okay. Mm-hmm. I guess for me in middle school, like kind of like high school in a way, I guess I was just like cool with a lot of different people. So when niggas would get on that type of wave, I'd be like, y'all niggas don't understand. Like these stories is crazy. Like if I see somebody talking shit about somebody that like Justice League or something, I would usually be the nigga that's like, nah, bro, them stories is crazy. You got to actually check that shit out. Oh, Steve, and then niggas would be like, oh, word, Steve. I'd be like, yeah, no, that shit is legitimately fire. Like you should probably like not be a dick and actually look at it. A hero. And motherfuckers.
No, I'm not gonna say that. It'd just be like
Steve had the
It
cape
would just
on.
be like
The S on his chest.
no, none of that. None of that. It's just like, bro, like I watched that shit. That shit is good. So I would just leave it at that. Cause niggas make fun of me, I just wouldn't care, or I'll roast your ass back. I'd be like, don't you got beef and broccolis on, my boy? you talking about me, man? Didn't you just start roasting them back? But that was just me.
Yeah.
That was my thing.
Well, you always,
and then
you always gotta catch the wordplay.
Yeah, like okay, like this is what I do in my spare time, man. We children, chill out. Let's not act like we kids. Yeah, but that's just a part of growing up, I guess. The whole not I guess trying to downplay people's interests. Mm-hmm. I guess that goes into bullying too. Unfortunately, I don't know why kids are like that, but I guess it is what it is. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know how this generation did. Like this flock of kids are. I just know how we was.
Just different overall. I don't think we'll ever know really what this generation is until someone until
they old enough to to let it be known. Probably like 20 years from now we'll get whatever version of TikTok is at the time, and you'll see kids or at that time 20-something-year-olds talking about how school was and stuff like that. I think these kids, at least I'm hoping they'll be more accepting of each other, and you won't see as much bullying, so to speak.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
That's a strong.
You don't think so?
All right, everybody. This has been another episode of the RMP Podcast, episode 60. Big milestone, close to 100, right around the corner. We're making big leaps and bounds. We're at 70 subscribers. But you all know what we've been saying for these past couple weeks, months even. We're pushing to 1,000 subscribers. So don't get us wrong. We are grateful. We are like unimaginably grateful for the 70 that we have. But we greedy. We greedy sons of bitches. So we need some more. So if you're watching us and you like us, hit a like. Hit the bell for the notifications and subscribe to us. Check out us on other platforms. Our skits, our reels, our discussions, our reacts. If you like us, we give you a lot of opportunities to see more of us. So just enjoy them, But yeah, share us to your friends and family if you think they'll like it. You show love, we'll always show love back. That's just how it goes. That's how the community is, and that's how we want to be. And honestly, at the end of the day, that's how I want the world to be. Bye.